President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. says the new Department of Agriculture Chief Francisco Tiu Laurel Jr. must gain control of the rising agricultural prices. Marcos gives the order as he hands the mantle of Agriculture Chief to Laurel after more than a year of holding the position himself. The president says he has also instructed Laurel to immediately oversee climate change mitigation as well as tackle swine flu and avian flu in the country.
The obvious one is trying grain control of the prices of all the agricultural commodities that are going up. At the same time, kasabay nito is the longer term, yung production at saka cost of production, mechanization, lahat ng mga bagay na yan.
Marcos also advises Laurel to look at what countries like Thailand, Vietnam, and Indonesia are doing and what could be applied to the Philippines. Meanwhile, Laurel says that he would lay down his plans as Agriculture Secretary in the coming days. But his priority was the modernization of the country's agriculture sector.
Pangunahing adhikain ko ang pagtiyak na sagana ang ating ani at siguraduhin ito ay nakakarating sa hapag ng bawat Pilipino. Layunin ko na tiyakin na may sapat at masustansyang pagkain na mabibili ang ating mga kababayan sa tamang halaga. Susi dito ang modernisasyon ng sektor ng agrikultura.
Prior to Laurel, Marcos had held the position of Agriculture Secretary for more than a year, despite calls for the president to instead appoint a separate DA chief who could focus on the problems faced by the sector. Results of the Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections in some areas in the country ended in a tie that the winner had to be decided by drawing lots, tossing coins, and even bato-bato pick or rock, paper, scissors. Commission on Elections Chairman George Garcia says regional poll offices have already finished proclaiming the winning candidates who had tied in their vote counts. Videos shared by the Comelec show that drawing lots and even rock, paper, scissors were used to settle the tie and determine the winners for various posts such as barangay chairman, barangay councilors, and SK councilors. Meanwhile, current Comelec data shows a voter turnout of 75.76% for the barangay elections and 76.08% in SK elections as of November 3. These latest numbers are far higher than the voter turnout for barangay and SK elections in 2018 at 71.20% and 65.51% respectively. The Commission on Elections says it will not file criminal cases against teachers who backed out of serving as poll workers on the day of the Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections. Comelec Chairman George Garcia says they appreciated the efforts of teachers who he dubbed as heroes. Nonetheless, Garcia says that the Comelec intends to investigate the reasons for the teachers' withdrawal as well as who may have threatened them.
Ito po, nililiwanag ko, baka kasi ma-misquote ako. Wala tayong planong magpakulong ng kahit isang guro. Hindi po natin intention yan. We will not file cases against teachers. Lalong-lalo na sa mga hindi nagsilbi at nag-withdraw prior to the election. Pero yung nasa election day, bakit nag-withdraw? Gusto natin alamin. Bakit nag-withdraw? Bakit hindi nyo i-turn over o ayaw nyo i-turn over yung election paraphernalia sa mga pumalit sa inyo?
Meanwhile, Garcia says that the public should expect the Comelec to start charging those who threatened or caused violence against teachers, personnel, Comelec officials, and employees. The Commission on Elections says it is studying placing the 3rd District of Negros Oriental under its control for the special election to fill the vacated seat of expelled Negros Oriental 3rd District Representative Arnolfo Teves Jr. The special elections in Negros Oriental is scheduled on December 9. Negros Oriental has been the subject of several cases of political violence, including the assassination of Governor Roel de Gamo in March, whose mastermind is alleged to be Teves.
Now, we are studying also the possibility of placing the entire district of Negros, yung district lang, hindi po probinsya, under Comelec control. So may pag-aaral pa po tayong ginagawa dyan and hopefully matapos yung pag-aaral natin by next week.
Comelec Chairman George Garcia says the poll body has already begun its preparations for the special elections in Negros Oriental, adding that it has already started procuring polling materials. According to Garcia, the filing of certificates of candidacy was extended from November 6 to 8 to November 6 to 11 to ensure sufficient notice for everyone.
hopefully before the end of November, matapos tayo because we would like to deliver by the first week of December. Kasi nga December 9 yon yung ating halalan.
Under Comelec Resolution number 10757, the pole body's control can be raised in an area due to several factors such as history of or current intense rivalry among contending parties that could motivate people to engage in violent acts. Comelec's control can also be raised in an area if there are incidents of politically motivated violence involving aspirants and candidates and other supporters, or if there are serious armed threats posed by the communist terrorist groups and other threat groups. The senior citizen who went missing after visiting the Manila North Cemetery on All Saints' Day has been found. Jovic Duquilla tells INQUIRER.net that they found his father, Robert Duquilla Sr., in Tondo Medical Center on Friday, November 3 at around 1 a.m. Jovic says a social worker told them that their father was brought to the hospital early Thursday morning after being hit by a vehicle in Balintawak Market in Quezon City.
Yung nakasagasa po sa kanya. Siya po yung bantay nung hindi pa po namin siya nahanap. Ngayon po, magpapagaling, pero possible daw po na maoperahan siya kasi may nabuong dugo po sa left side ng brain.
Robert, a 64-year-old man who has dementia, is now recovering in the medical center. Jovic says they are currently seeking help from TMC Malasakit Center for medical assistance for her father.